Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 3 of this lecture. Now, and if you remember just from part 2, we talked about these areas, which is the surveys. Specifically, we talked about the surveys when we talked about this survey, and I explained to you. That was actually in part 2. Now, in part 3, I want to talk about the industry trends. And I want to talk about the SWOT analysis when you make SWOT analysis of the whole industry. Last time we do SWOT of your company with your competitors. But if you are going to go to payments, for example, and you want to see what you want to do in that in the payment segment, then you have to analyze the segment itself against what you are going to do. Okay, now let's now talk about the trends. Now the trends, you can find it from so many places. Government reports, we have databases who are actually specialized in this. They are worldwide. Bloomberg provide reports, Econ provide reports. The ones they used in this class was Statista. Statista provide reports for all the countries around the world, including this area of the world. And you have Bank Negara, and you have also financial news, FinTech news, for example, and you have also, those government reports that produce an overall report about the industry. Now, let me talk about the trend analysis. So it's track trends such as digital payment adoptions, blockchain advancements. It's about the technologies or about the regulations, or it's about the business or the customers' movements and preferences. So you have to analyze industry reports and market research data. As I told you, you can find this also from the reports or from the databases or from the news. Now, you can look at this example. So many of them, they make what we call the trends for the payment services directive 2. And you can read about this and the future of fintech banking, the impact of technology under this website. Now, you have seen this graph before. And if you connect, this is 23. And I uploaded 2021 and the 2022. But if you can get the trend of payments of companies working in payment in any segment, it will give you over 5 years or 6 years, it can give you trends. Even for 3-4 years, and there is big differences, it will show you a trend where people are moving. And there must be some good thing about it. There must be business. You wouldn't believe it immediately, but you will know. For example, if you see, I uploaded for you all the reports in Asia. If you look Singapore and Hong Kong, and those are trying to be fintech hubs in this area of the world, you will say there is a trend toward the blockchain and the EI. We still in Malaysia and some other emerging economies working mostly in the payments, lending, and the wallets, which means there is always market in those areas until it's saturated by companies or by competition. Okay, the other thing is, I take this from Bank Negara. You see, the licensing right now, as we talk, around 125, and it's very easy to license a company here. We will talk about it when we come to week 6, week 7 about the regulations. Now, the regulations in this country is you develop your value proposition with some other documents, and you submit it to the Bank Negara. You will be subject to what we call the Financial Institution Act 2013, but Bank Negara will license you based on a value proposition. Now, if you look at the applications, insurance, 34 applications, money service, 26, payment, 22, which means now the trend is actually with the insurance. Still, the market is there. Licensing of banking licensing is less. This is which is digital banking. And the other is 25. But this will give you some type of indication that the trend is still with the top trend is still with the insurance, money service, payments still okay. Okay, now this will give you another thing. Now you will take all those trends. You will take all these trends, for example, like this, and you argue about what the trends are going and where it is going. And actually, this is what you are doing. If you look at this graph, you are studying those. Some people are going up, some people are going down, and it will give you indication where you are going to position yourself and which business you want to go for. Okay, let me go back to the to this one. This is, for example, a database. As I told you, we have so many databases. Bloomberg, Publish, Econ, Publish, Statista, which is, I take this one, is actually very well. And they bring current data in so many areas. For example, here, if you look at the digital assets and the digital investment means the investment in the platforms like the crowdfunding. But the digital assets is actually the payments, and see how the payments are from 2017 going, continue. Nobody knows where they are. Even their expectation, we are here in 2024. This is the investment, how much money is bought in this area. And continuing, it looks like it's going to continue until 2028. That will give you indication that the digital assets actually are moving up. Look here, for example, for the digital capital raising, which is the crowdfunding, and the digital payments. The digital payments is high, very high, this black column. If you look at the digital banking, it's up to here, the second number. The colors does not show here, but the black one is actually the blue here. And then if you look at the digital banks, which is still nothing would happen in 2028, which means now this could not be, it doesn't look like that is going to grow. And this is why I have only 5 banks and nobody is actually trying to get more. But it looks like if you connect it with this one, it can give you some considerations that the digital payments is actually going high, and also the crowdfunding. The nice thing is, for example, here by 28, they expect 31 million of the Malaysian people, which is almost the whole population, will be using what we call digital assets. Either the crowdfunding or either payments or their wallets, just will continue, which means this market is still very active. Now, digital investment is less. And then, as I told you, digital payment is this one, which is the wallet. And if you look at the digital assets, which is this one, and then if you look at the banks, this is the banks, the digital banks, not really growing. So that's also give you some other graphs. And if you access, I take these ones and I try to deal with it. It's free. There is some subscription on in this one, and you can compare Malaysia or other countries. You can compare industry with industry. You can compare, segment in fintech with segment in fintech within the country, within the region, country to country, region to region, whatever you like is there. It depends on how you want to use it. Now, as I told you, trends, will give you some indication where to move. For example, if you are going for digital banking and are excited about it, it doesn't look like to be a good business. But if we are talking about digital payments and wallets, it looks like things just will continue, which means the market will keep expanding. It depends on you whether you can actually address the paying gains of the customers and provide better service. So that is another trend. And those people also in Axia will provide you with their analysis. You can take it and you can measure it also based on the other information you collect and come with some conclusion. But your conclusion, even when you do trend, will be similar to this one. So for example, here they told you the largest market will be digital assets with assets under management of 470. They tell you about the average asset under management per user in the digital investment market is projected to amount to 286, which means this is between platforms and payments and all those things. They expect this market to grow by 50.67. And the digital payment market, the number of users, they are expecting it, as I told you, to reach to 31 million by 2028, which means the market just keep increasing. Then the investments in this area reached 470 billion 2024, which is between digital payments and digital payments and crowdfunding. So this actually will give you this is from Statista, and as I told you, you can compare between the US, China, Japan, Europe. You can take any of those. I just take Malaysia, FinTech Malaysia, and I get that this report. And as I told you, this is free. Okay, the other thing is, this is coming from the Global Startup Ecosystem Report for 2020. And this is 2020, look. And they are talking about Malaysian startup ecosystem. When we talk about ecosystem, we talk about talents, we talk about regulations, we talked about what we call technology providers, we talk about startups. Startups is part of this big ecosystem. They need regulations, they need people to work, they need technology. So you have technology providers, you have, so all of those people are talking about it, and they are coming with some conclusion in Malaysia. But the trends were, the trend is they want this to be around over 3,000 startups by 2030. This actually until 2030. So in this stage, and in the stage of activation, it will be less than 1,000. Then through the globalization stage, which they think they will reach to 800 to 1,002. And then when the attraction stage comes, when the ecosystem with more, they need to have, when the ecosystem mature, they need to have more than 2,000. And then when they want to integrate with other systems in the world, for example, on a payments system, like the wallets here, talk about MAE, Touch and Go, and all those things. If you want to connect it and you make transfer to the US, to the Middle East, to whatever, using your phone anytime, they think by that time, Malaysia could integrate with those regulations and central banks in other countries, they can reach to this, or they expect to have and encourage to have over 3,000 startups in all those fintech areas. So what is the trend? The trend is startups are growing, and they are moving just from one stage to another stage. And this is a government report encouraging this and actually trying to enhance what we call the framework and also the the ecosystem of uh, fintech. So this is another trend, which is government report. So now we come to the SWOT analysis. And the SWOT analysis objective to assess internal strength and weaknesses of the whole industry as external opportunities. The weaknesses, as I told you, the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat of a whole industry, and you can create a SWOT matrix for strategic planning. Now, the other thing is you need to have a market segmentation, which means you have to divide the market into segments based on the characteristics such as demographics, behaviors, and needs. As I told you, you can divide it male to female, you can divide it to urban areas and rural areas, you can divide it based on age, you can divide it based on income, you can divide it based on technology literacy. You can, and this help you where is the segment that you are trying to work with. You don't have to work with the whole population. It's, as I told you, 31 million Malaysians will be using digital wallets in the future. Who are your market? Who are your segment that you are going to work with? Are you going to work in the rural areas, urban areas, young people, old people, males, females, international, all of those you have to take care of. You have around 2 million or 3 million immigrants in this country, and they are making payments to their countries every moment, every day, and every month. Maybe you want to target that market. You can have, some coordination with some wallets there, or if Central Bank in Malaysia is cooperating with others, that is another option. So this is the SWOT analysis for the whole industry of the whole segment of digital payments. And if you are going to go to the digital payments, then you have to do this and to understand what is it and where you can penetrate. Last time I told you do SWOT analysis for your competitor. Now you do SWOT analysis for the industry or segment that you are planning to go. And so the strength, it's for example, the digital wallet, we understand that they have mobile, they have government support, as we can see in the report. They have established financial infrastructure in this country. This is actually about Malaysia. And you have increasing internet penetration. The weaknesses is people are not accepting, technologies. And I will tell you, for example, touch and go wallets, the one used. People from their banks, they are not really trusting it. They transfer 500, then they spend the 500, then they make another 500. They are not willing, for example, if my salary is 10,000, I don't put that whole 10,000 there. I just put pieces and pieces. I don't know, it's just sentiment. I don't want to put all my money. I put it in the bank, then I withdraw some. Cybersecurity concern, and which is a very big thing. I will continue to that. Interoperability, which means fragmented digital payment systems can lead to inefficiencies. For example, how can I say? MAE, for example, this digital wallet. Can I deal with, if I don't have MAE and the merchant have only touch and go? Can I use MAE or no? No, probably no. Can I integrate? Can I have accounts and so many of them and transfer my amounts between those digital wallets? No, so actually this integration between the wallets is another problems. You need to have, this is one of the things. And when you are studying the weaknesses, you will see whether you can penetrate through this to improving those weaknesses. Of course, if you talk about digital wallets, we can see even from the reports and from the trends, there is a growing e-commerce market, and therefore digital wallets are the best to do. There is continuous innovation in fintech, which means this digital wallet will be just more and more better, and more technologies are coming. Youth demographics. Youth demographics, they don't even use cash. They don't even know cash. And I think this trend will just increasing. And then partnership and collaboration. They can have strategic partnership between banks, telecom companies, which is the providers, and fintech firms can enhance these service offerings. So if you want to read the report, read this report from McKinsey. If you want to read the report about the strength, you can read this report. All the reports are actually here for each. Now, for regulatory changes, the threats, actually regulatory changes is one of the problems. I think Bank Trigara have a report about that. They are trying to establish it. And competition. For example, Maybank didn't have wallets before. They introduced the wallet after those new wallets come to the picture. Economic stability, economic drawdowns can affect consumer spending and investment in digital infrastructure. And then, as I told you, which is also related to security, is the privacy concern. It's rising concern over data privacy, which can impact consumer adoptions and cybersecurity. You can look at the cybersecurity report in Malaysia. So these all actually the industry. So when you come to this industry, we are going to work in digital payments. You can find some of those resources in the market, and you just adopt it and see where you stay. For the assignment, you want to actually comment on those things and comments on whether what kind of how do you view this SWOT analysis for the industry. So what is the recommendation in this case? If you are going to identify some weaknesses, you want to enhance digital literacy, you want to strengthen the cybersecurity, you want to promote interoperability, you have to leverage government support, and you have to focus on this demographic, the young people, the Gen Z, and the others. And you have to adopt to regulatory change. So when you design your startup, one of the possibilities or the threats will be there, and how can you adopt to it? Now, this is the end of part 3, and I will meet you in part 4.